Welcome back to the Final K. The Giro d'Italia has finished and we now move on to preparations for the Tour de France, starting with the 78th edition of the Critérium du Dauphiné. Yes, I know the name has changed. I haven't learned a new one yet, so I'm sticking with the Dauphiné. But in this video, I'm going to give a preview of the race because the parkour does look very, very good this year. I'm also going to look at some of the riders that could be attending it this year, and I'm also going to give my predictions as well at the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe because I will be live for the second half of the Dauphiné this year. I'm not going to be live for the first half, so if you want to watch along for the second half of the Dauphiné, that's where all the good stages are. Don't forget to subscribe, stay up to date. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Now, I say the Giro d'Italia has finished. It has finished for you watching this, but as for myself, it is still going on. Stage 12 just wrapped up there. Alex Segart won it. So I'm filming this quite a while in advance, so I've got scraps to work with pretty much on PCS for who is riding it. 6 teams haven't even announced a rider, as 6 teams have only announced 1 rider as well. So some people I do mention might not even be going to this, and there's riders that could be going to it that aren't down yet, and I might mention it all. So bear with this video, but I'm going to go through the parkour here now because, like I said in the intro, it does look very, very good. So stage 1, this is it here, 140 kilometers long, and they're starting with the hard one as the first 40 kilometers are all practically uphill as well. 5 categorized climbs in this one, the hardest one being the final one. They hit a 25k to go. It's a category 1 climb, 5.7 kilometers long, has an average of 8.5%. When they finish descending, there's about 7-8 kilometers to go, and then it goes uphill towards the finish as well. Stage 2, 237 kilometers long, and is the longest stage at the Dauphiné this year. 4 categorized climbs, the longest one being in the middle of the stage. It's a Cat 2 11 kilometer climb, so it is. And then the final one coming in around the final 15 kilometers, it's a category 3 climb, 1.9 kilometers long, and has an average of 7.1%. So that could be a possible launch pad for someone in GC to try and get some time, or it could be someone to fancy their chances for the stage one and try and go solo. Stage 3, the team time trial. Now, you thought they might have got away with this one, like a nice wee easy team time trial, 28 kilometers long, but no, they're still going for it. More climbs in this one. There's a climb up to the first intermediate check, there's a climb up to the second intermediate check, around 3.5 to 5% for both of them, and then there's a climb as well in the final 800 meters up to the finish line. It has an average of about 6.5%. Stage 4 is 165 kilometers long, more climbs in this one. 6 categorized climbs, classed as a puncher stage. They're climbing straight from the get-go up to a category 4 climb. There's a category 3 and 2 climb in the middle of the stage, which are pretty much back to back, which add up to about 15k climbing. Then about 35k to go. They descend, after all the climbing, they descend down to the final 35k, and it is probably the flattest part of any race or any stage at the Dauphiné this year. Stage 5 is 198 kilometers long and is the only stage that is classified as a sprinter stage, but they haven't even let them off on this one, as in the first 5-10 kilometers of this stage there are 2 categorized climbs, so they're not even letting them off with any climbing. The end of the stage is flat, so it is. So it's going to be interesting how this one plays out. The peloton might let the breakaway get away because the next 3 stages are brutal in this one, but it's also going to be interesting if it does come down to a bunch sprint. There aren't that many sprinters. Well, I mean, there's about 20 riders down that I have, but I'm assuming there aren't going to be that many sprinters. I think Dorian Goudon's down, he may win this stage, but I think a breakaway might take this one, not gonna lie. Stage 6, and this is where it begins. They're climbing the Crest Voland at the end of the stage. There's a few climbs in the middle of the stage, but after those 2 categorized climbs, it is like a 60 kilometer stretch to the final 2 category climbs before the finish. They're back to back as well. The first one is 11.5 kilometers long at 5.2%, and the final climb, the Crest Voland, is 5.6 kilometers long at 7.8%. Stage 7, 134 kilometers long, and I mean, look at that stage. It just gets better from here. The next one's even better, but there's 6 categorized climbs in this one. The first 3 category climbs are done in the first 30 kilometers, so they then go on to Les Sept du Grand Colombier, 7 kilometers long, 8.5%. There's another Cat 2 climb just before Grand Colombier, and then they hit it. 8.5 kilometers long, has an average of 10%, and it's going to be a banger. And then the final stage, and I mean, look at that. It just gets better for us watching it. It just gets worse for the people riding it. 120 kilometers long, 4 categorized climbs in this one, 2 long category 1 climbs in this at 7k, and then there's 2 highest category climbs in this. It's sitting around 11.5, 12 kilometers long. The final climb, the Plateau des Solaisons, 11.5 kilometers long, 8.9% average, and that is the final stage of the Dauphiné. The last 5 winners of the Dauphiné: 2021 seen Richie Porte win it, 2022 seen Primoz Roglic, 23 saw Vingegaard, 24 saw Roglic again, and then 2025 last year saw Tadej Pogačar win it. Now, out of those 5 winners, 2 of which have went on to win the Tour de France in the same year, Tadej Pogačar and Jonas Vingegaard, 2023 and 2025. Now, all I'm saying is neither of those guys are here. Paul Sexas has been confirmed, and he is a big favourite going into it. I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to leave that there. If he does go on to win it, I'm not saying anything. Now let's move on to the riders that could be participating at this year's Dauphiné. Now, like I said, the list I've got is tiny, so I'm going to go through punchers and GC guys. I've not a lot to work with, but for punchers, Dorian Goudon's down for Net Company. He's been on fire. He was obviously on fire in the Tour de Romandie there as well as the Volta Catalunya, as well as the Pyrenees, so he is a big favourite for a lot of the stages going into it. George Zimmerman of Lotto Intermarché is here. Now, he won the Eschborn Frankfurt, it was, so he won that, which was good to see. He might pick up a stage win here, you never know. UAE, now UAE have their full team. They have a lot of riders down, just no one has been 100% confirmed. They have Tim Wellens, Cosnefroid as well. Maybe we could see a couple, Tim Wellens or Cosnefroid. Maybe I'd probably be leaning more towards Cosnefroid for a puncher stage, just because Tim Wellens has had I don't think he's back to full yet from his injury. Viz Melissa bike, they have Wout van Aert down, so we could pretend. I would love to see Wout van Aert. I'd love to see Wout van Aert win a stage here at the Dauphiné. It'd be pretty good to see, but I think that is all. Brian Cockard of Cofidis, I think he's the only nailed on sprinter that I've got here. Brian Cockard may pull something off. Oh, Maxime Van Gils of Red Bull, he's down. So is he? I know he was out. He got taken out at the Classica High-End by Jan Christen, unfortunately, but maybe he could pull something off. It'll be his first race since the 16th of February, which would be that'd be something to come back from that, but he could maybe pull something off. As for the GC contenders, there are a bit more the GC contenders than the punchers, so there's my list there. Oscar Onley, obviously in fifth. He hasn't been the best this season. Injuries, illnesses, crashes, etc. So it's not been the best kickoff for Net Company or anything else for Oscar Onley, but he is coming here. There will be a lot of eyes on him because I think Tour de France is on the cards for him. So this will probably be the last chance he gets to prove something going into the Tour de France for Net Company. Tobias Hallen Johannesson of Uno X, another rider quite like Dorian Goudon minus the wins, who has been on fire. Like Italia Basque Country, picked up a couple podiums. Picked up third in the GC, got fourth in the GC at the Tirreno Adriatico with a couple podiums there, so he's just been on fire. Top 10 at Liège, Bastogne-Liège as well. So, you know, he's a rider I've actually been loving watching so far this season. Juan Ayuso is down for Little Trek. Now, he's another one quite like Oscar Onley, who's been plagued with crashes, illness. I don't think he was ill. I think it was just 2 crashes. He crashed at the Pyrenees. It was a horrible crash. He didn't look too good, but no broken bones after, which was good. It's really a Basque Country as well. He crashed at it, which was unfortunate. So we haven't really got to see the best of Juan Ayuso at Little Trek so far, but Tour de France is still on the cards for him, so hopefully he's able to pull something off at the Dauphiné. Isaac Del Toro of UAE Emirates. Now, he's coming back from a thigh tear. I can't remember the specifics, but I think he tore something in his thigh anyway at the Italia Basque Country. He wasn't really that good in the Italia Basque Country. He got 11th on stage 2. That was the one where Paul Sexas went solo on the climb and was descending down like a motorbike. But the individual time trial, at the start, he wasn't the best in it. But it'll be good to see Del Toro up against Sexas again and much steeper gradients, might I add. So it'll be good to see how that goes. Obviously, Del Toro riding the Tour de France as well alongside Tadej Pogačar. So, I mean, I don't know if he's going to go on to win this, but it would just be good. It's obviously a good preparation. I don't think this is going to be a main objective for him, just because coming back from the injury, he has a Tour de France to look forward to. So he might just try and get a bit of form, bit of fitness around him. But I mean, it's UAE at the end of the day, and it's Isaac Del Toro, so it wouldn't surprise me if he does finish second, maybe wins a stage or two. So yeah, we'll see. And then the last on my list, Paul Sexas. I mean, he's confirmed to ride this race. He's got the Tour de France coming up. He has been confirmed to ride the Tour de France. He's riding the Dauphiné, second at Liège, Bastogne-Liège after an unreal performance. He won the Flèche Wallonne. He won the Italia Basque Country as well as 3 stages at it. Won the Faun Ardèche, second at Strade Bianche. I mean, this kid is crazy. And he's going into the Dauphiné as the favourite because, I mean, Del Toro's injured. Well, coming off an injury, Juan Ayuso's coming off crashes and bad form. I mean, he's the head-on favourite for this. And I mean, I don't think he is. I don't want to spoil my prediction for the Tour de France, but I don't think he's going to win the Tour de France, put it that way. But winning the Dauphiné would be some achievement for him before he goes into the Tour de France. Like I said, 2 riders have won the Dauphiné, went on to win the Tour de France. I don't think Paul Sexas will win the Tour de France this year, but do think the Dauphiné is entirely possible for Paul Sexas just because of the other riders here. No disrespect to them, but Paul Sexas is here this season. Everyone else is here. So, I mean, that is the competition he's going in against. Other riders that I've got down attending the Dauphiné, apparently, Riccatello, teammate for Paul Sexas. It'd be good to get them working together. I don't know if Riccatello is riding the Tour de France. Let me check. No, he's not. He's meant to be riding the Vuelta, so never mind. I take that back. Scalmoza is down for this. He could be riding it. Utebrooks for Movistar, as well as Ivan Romeo, who did sign a contract there. So Daniel Felipe Martinez of Red Bull, he could be their main guy going into this. Luke Plapp for J. Colula, he's the only one down at the moment. Valentin Paris-Pantry, Soudal Quickstep. UAE they've Del Toro. They've also got Joao Almeida as well. I don't know if Joao Almeida will be back. Anyone else? Astana Fortunato. I've seen there recently. Fortunato's meant to be going for the polka dot jersey at this year's Tour de France, so some mountain practice for him, I suppose. But I think that is about it. Ian Izagiri of Cofidis as well. But apart from that, there's no one really else of note for a potential top 10 in GC, unless I'm overlooking a few people. But no, that's. I mean, I've got no riders to work with pretty much. But yeah, that is my riders. Not even to watch, but they're just the riders that could potentially be racing, riders that I think are going to do well, and yeah, riders to keep an eye on. Let's move on to my predictions now. So for my predictions, I think it is going to be fairly simple for this one. I'm going to go for the white jersey to go to Paul Sexas. I'm going to go for the polka dot jersey to go to Paul Sexas. I'm going to go for the points jersey to go to Dorian Goudon on this one. I think Goudon will get a few stage wins in the first five? The first 5 stages. You get a couple on that, but I do think Paul Sexas might be second, and they could swap. It could be Goudon second, Paul Sexas in first, but I'm going to go with Goudon to get the points jersey, and then GC, I'm going to go with Paul Sexas to win it. I think Paul Sexas is going to, I think he's going to blitz this to pieces. Like, I don't know how much he's going to win by, but I think he's going to win it convincingly, put it that way. So yeah, that's my short preview of the Dauphiné. Like I said, 2 weeks in advance, so if anyone does pop up, I haven't mentioned it. This will be coming out the week before it, pretty much. So if anyone does come out, it's a bit late now. I've done the video. Let me know who you think is going to go on to win this. It's going to be a good one. I'm actually excited for this one. Paul Sexas versus Del Toro. There's no Vingegaard, no Pogacar. Pogacar's riding the Tour de Suisse, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, especially with Juan Ayuso there as well. Oscar Onley, I'm excited for it. We're 2 weeks out. The Giro d'Italia hasn't even finished, and I'm buzzing about the Dauphiné. But yeah, I'm going to wrap the video up there. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video as well. I'm going to be live for the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th stage. I'm going to miss the first 3, potentially 4th. The 4th stage might be a push for the live, but I'll definitely be there for the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th stage of the Dauphiné. So don't forget to subscribe, stay up to date, and yeah, it's the end of the video. Thank you for watching the Final K, and all the best.